Now we're going to do powers of products. Okay, now what you're going to see is that this is similar to the last one. It's just going to be longer problems. Okay, so let's do what we've been doing. We're going to look at some examples and make some observations. Okay, so here's our first example. Here's a product. Here's a bunch of things being multiplied. And I'm going to take this whole product and I'm going to take it to a power. Okay, now let's just talk about what does this mean, right? This means this. This means 2 times n times p times p times p, right? And that's all being multiplied 4 times. So 2 times n times p times p times p. 2 times n times p times p times p. 2 times n times p times p times p. Okay, that's what it means. So when I multiply this all together, 2 times 2, that's 4. Times 2, that's 8. Times 2, that's 16. Okay, now how many n's are there? There's n times 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 n. That's 8 n's. Okay, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 p's. Okay, so that's the whole thing. Now let's observe. What do we observe? Okay, this number got taken to the 4th power, right? This was 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we took this exponent, we applied it to the number, right? Apply the exponent to the number, right? So this became 2 to the 4th, which is 16. Now, what happened with the exponents? Is 2 plus 4 8? No, this was 2 times 4. We multiplied the exponents, just like we did in the previous page. Right? This was 2 times 4, 3 times 4, right? It was 12. And this is the reason, because this is 2 being multiplied 4 times, so we did 2 to the 4th. This is 2 n's being multiplied 4 times, right? So that's 2 plus another 2 plus another plus 2 plus another 2, that's multiplication, 2 times 4, right? And same deal here with there's 3 p's, so there's 3 p's and another 3 p's and another 3 p's and another 3 p's, all right? So now, listen. We're going to use this observation. The same thing will happen if I say, for example, have something like this, where I have a negative, right? We don't have to be scared of these negatives. We're just going to use our same observation. So we're going to apply the exponent to the number, right? So, and we can write this. We can write this the long way, but let's do it the short way without writing it the long way first. So we apply the exponent to the number. So this is 3 to the 2nd power. That's 3 times 3. So that's 9. Now I'm going to multiply the exponents. So this is a to the negative 2nd power times 2. So this is negative 2 times 2. So that's a to the negative 4th. Okay, and then this is b to the 3rd power times 2. So that's 3 times 2. That's b to the 6th. Okay, now how do we write this? We don't write it with a negative exponent. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to write it like this. We're going to put this on the bottom of the fraction. So here, let me ran myself out of space here. So I'm going to leave the 9 and the b to the 6 on the top of the fraction, and on the bottom of the fraction is my a to the 4th. Okay, looks like this. Okay, now I'm going to do one more example that just shows like with negatives, with fractions, right? And remember, we just deal with all that, and we just use the rules, we use the observations. What if this was x to the 1/3 and this was y to the negative 5th, and it was all being taken to the negative 3rd power? Ooh-wee. Okay, so let's think about what this means. We take 4 to the negative 3rd power. Okay, now 4 to the 3rd power is 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. But to the negative 3rd power, it's going to be on the bottom of our fraction. So 64 is in the bottom of our fraction. Okay. Now, x to the 1/3 times the negative, times negative 3. So this is 1/3 times negative 3, right? I'm going to multiply across. This becomes negative 3 over 3. That becomes negative 1. So x to the negative 1 power is just an x, but it's on the bottom of a fraction because it's to the negative 1st power. And this is y to the negative 5th times negative 3rd. So negative times negative is actually positive, and 5 times 3 is 15. So this is y to the positive 15th power. That lands on top. Okay, So I just use my rules. Okay, now it gets complicated, yes, once there's negatives and fractions, but we apply the exponent to the number, that outside exponent, and then we multiply all the exponents on the inside, right? So this was 1/3 times -3, I got -1, put it on the bottom. -5 times -3 was +15, oops, sorry, and I got y to the 15th on the top, all right? So it's going to be your turn to try these, so take a look at these. Go ahead and pause the video and copy down these try it problems, and definitely try those before you continue.